Hey brother, I hope you can hear me over my Powerstroke. We are in China. Yes, there is snow in China. And today we talk about my 2000 Ford F350 Super Duty Powerstroke 7.3 turbo diesel V8 engine. I'm gonna look around to make sure I don't embarrass myself. Hey-ya! Hey! Okay, real talk though. I'm not from China. I'm not from Japan. I'm from Canada. Oh, sorry, bud. In this video, I'm gonna show you everything about this truck. Why I bought it, why I bought this specific model, what I've done to it, what's been done to it, and what's gonna be done to it. How am I supposed to tell my parents I spent $20,000 on a 25-year-old truck? I'm not gonna. They won't know about it. I'm gonna buy a Honda Civic. Yeah. Fun fact, this thing has 400,000 kilometers or 250,000 freedom units for my Americans. So this is a super cab with an 8-foot box. I bought the super cab so I can get the 8-foot bed with a bit better of a turning radius and a full-size crew cab. I don't need a crew cab. I ain't got family. I don't even have a girlfriend. But I am looking for a green card. Boop, 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 boop. Dude, it's cold. I'm a jungle Asian. I'm not supposed to be out here. Yes, I built this. I built this flatbed. I built it all by myself. 8.5 feet long, 7 foot wide. I'm Asian. I'm cheap. So if there's anything I can build, I'm gonna build it. I'm also building a flatbed camper that's gonna be going on top. For those that are new to my channel, I lived in a Tacoma for 1.5 years before it was totaled because I don't plan on having a permanent home for probably another 2-3 years. So that's why I'm building such a big camper on this thing. The total cost of this flatbed, boop, 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 human calculator, I think $1,500. I spent $1,200 on steel and another like $300-400 on these taillights. That's quite a steal. My ancestors will be proud of me. Look at these taillights. You're gonna love these taillights. I fucking love these taillights. Ah! Oh! Dude, these are freaking cool, right? Please tell me they're cool. Help me justify it. Actually, that's not even the best part yet. Check these out. Ask me a binary question. I don't know. I'm not good with numbers. Ask me about sequentials. Sequential turn lights. Hi, my name is Tuan and I'm a consumer. I hold a lot of pride and joy in my materialistic things. Not a hippie. Next angle. Transitions. And the next thing I did with this truck, 37. I did zero research on whether they would fit. And when I left the shop, it could barely turn. My truck's not ready for 37s, but small PP gang, what up? Gotta represent. So this is a 37 by 12.5 by 17. Mickey Thompson Baja Boss AT. Fun fact, when I put the tires on my truck, it was rubbing on the bumper. So you can see where I've kind of cut it. I think it used to come out to here before, but look how tight that space is. I like them tight. You can also see how close it is to the cabin fender. I did have to cut the liner and I tucked it back. I heated and tucked it back. I think once I put a bit more lift on it, should be okay, but I'm gonna have to cut the fender mount over here, which is already something I was planning to do. I'm actually gonna cut probably the fender a bit wider and put flares on. I actually rub on my leaf. I do not have full turning radius. The reason why is my offset's not low enough. I need something more. I think this is a 0 offset wheel. I am waiting for my black rhinos to arrive. They're -18, so they should stick out further and help me clear my leaves. But with the -18, I might be rubbing on my fender more. Red Bull, give me wing. Another transition. I bought this truck fairly built out. The previous owner took really good care of it and had an amazing maintenance record. But some of the things that were done on the truck was, I think it's a leveling kit, either that or a 2-inch lift with Bilstein shocks, Bilstein stabilizer. And I'm gonna be honest with the rest I don't really know about. I was gonna sit on top of this, but it's freaking slippery. The hood struts are kind of weak, so the hood might come down, and I'm not gonna risk that because I don't need another concussion. I'm already dumb enough. This thing takes fucking 15 liters of oil. Do you know how much that is? That's like $180. Damn, daddy. I need an oil sponsorship. Who's out there? Holla at ya. Boy, yeah. So the previous owner did a lot of things with this truck. That's also why I bought it. Did I mention that yet? It's got an AFE, cold air intake. Transmission was just freshly rebuilt with a billet converter, a Tugger's kit, and then also the 6.0 transmission cooler. And also a MagnaFlow 4-inch stainless steel exhaust. Wow, would you look at that? Just to look at it. It's got an aftermarket fuel pump system in there. I actually don't really know much about it. I should, just because what if it's an issue? But yeah, I got time for that. I'm trying to build a freaking rig here. What is that? What is it? Must be important. If there's one thing I could buy for an old truck to make it feel modern, I have CarPlay. I didn't even have this in my Tacoma. So I have all my features. I have Google Maps, Spotify, I even have Gaia Maps to freaking for when I'm on the trail. So the one cool thing about this brand is they have this wireless controller, and essentially it just, you can mount it to your steering wheel. So you pretty much have steering wheel control. You got volume, skip, call, end call. This is all programmable too, so you can pretty much just make these do anything you want. Okay, so we got our trans temp, boost gauge, EGT, and yes, we have a DP tuner. This thing also has a kill switch on it, so you can set it, boop, and then leave. I do want to make this removable. It's just held on by 2 screws, just because when I set the kill switch, I can pull it out so no one can come in and if they know what they're doing, they can freaking turn this kill switch off. So ideally, I can pull this out so no one can do it unless they have this exact tuner, which I think is linked by a serial number. So you can only use this one specifically. So this truck's not completely perfect. It's actually not perfect at all. So some of the things I don't like about this truck is the front comes with leaf springs and it drives like trash. The leaf springs in the rear are also super short. This thing wasn't really meant to go off-road. This thing also leaks coolant and engine oil. I think it just really comes with the engine. I do want to take this truck to a mechanic that specializes in these trucks so they can tell me whatever's wrong with it so I can fix it myself before I go on my next big trip, before I really go on a long haul trip. It's really hard to find information for these trucks, especially as an overland build, because most of the people that buy these trucks buy it for work or hauling. So there's very limited information regarding how to build this truck as an overlander. So not only is there such a lack of information on how to build these trucks out to be an overland rig, there's also not much parts for it. There's only like 1 or 2 bumpers made for off-road specific capabilities, like having a winch, lights, tow points or recovery points. I do have that bumper sitting in my garage. I'm waiting for another part to arrive before I can put it on. And in terms of lift kit, there's only a few companies that make it. My plan with this is to do an 05 coil swap. So that involves buying the axles from an 05 plus Ford, where they're running coil springs in the front. And with that, I'm gonna put a Carly suspension in because, well, Carly's freaking boss. And I speculate that that's gonna cost a lot of money, at least $20,000. Do not tell my parents how much I spent on this truck. With that being said, of all the parts going on, it's gonna be kind of hard to insure this thing. Well, I can insure it, but I wanna insure it properly. I don't want to insure it as a $13,000 truck. I need to insure it as a $30,000 truck because that's how many parts I'm gonna be putting into it. I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of stupid for me to do something like this, but this is a freaking sick truck. Like, I plan on keeping this thing for as long as, actually, I plan on keeping this thing forever. It's a freaking sick truck. In the middle of last summer, after living in my Tacoma for over a year, I kind of wanted to make a switch to something bigger just because this is going to be my life for the next few years. So I wanted something with an 8-foot bed. I was between a Tundra or an F350, and I didn't want any of the newer ones. I wanted the 7.3 turbo diesel engine specifically. In the end, it kind of came down to 2 things: cost and fuel economy. This truck being 25-year-old was still a lot of money. Toyota tax is crazy, but dude, the 7.3 turbo diesel engine tax, insane. Yeah, so I did pay a pretty penny for this. Not as much as I would have paid for a Tundra, but still a decent amount of money. I talked to some of my buddies with the Tundras that have campers on them, and they were getting like 25 liters per 100 kilometer. I don't know what that is in mile per gallon, but yeah, this thing on 37 on the highway, I do like 12 liters per 100 kilometer, or that's, I think, around 20 miles per gallon, which is insane. I'm hoping with the camper, I only drop down to like maybe 16 liters per 100 kilometer or around 15 miles per gallon, which is still pretty decent considering the size. In my Tacoma, I was getting 22 liters per 100 kilometer, 20 liters per 100 kilometer, sometimes lower if I was just driving on a flat road. But yeah, for the size, it's totally worth it. So yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything about this truck. I know it's been a while since you guys have seen a last video from me, but the last time I was making videos, I wasn't really in the right space to do it. I didn't really know what I was doing, and it was actually really time consuming. But this year, I do plan on doing content creation more seriously, and this is just the start of it. I have the flatbed video coming out, my bumper install, all the Baja lights that I'm gonna be putting on my truck. I also got these headlights from Alpharex. They're DOT approved, and what that means is they're completely road legal, so they have projectors that actually have a decent cutoff, so you're not blinding people in the oncoming lane. That's all going to be documented. My flatbed camper is going to be documented, and then after I get this all documented, I'm hoping to move on to trips. And also my everyday life, I guess. I do live a kind of weird life. I don't own an apartment. I don't rent anywhere. I kind of just live out of my truck, or when I'm at work, I live out of the workhouse. So yeah, once I'm finished building this, it'll be pretty much about my life on the road, and I guess any issues I run in with this truck or any other thing I do to it. So yeah, I hope you guys are coming for the ride, because I think it'll be a great time. And if enough people watch, like, and comment or subscribe to my YouTube channel, maybe companies will give me more parts to put on my truck. I don't know. Tee-hee.